Good afternoon, everybody. What's good? It's your boy Zaire, Battlethon, locking in with y'all to give y'all this Saturday news. I'm rarely here on weekends. Y'all already know that, so this is just a luxury. I'm chilling right now, so I figured I would come and tell y'all about this savage, this former Philly homicide detective charged with rape and intimidation in the course of his investigations. Now, I've heard of situations like this before, but I didn't hear about how in depth they were as far as detailed and as far as how many people knew. Never do they really. You can kind of like conclude like, okay, maybe the people in this department know, but in this case they let you know. The DA, the assistant DA, everybody knew that this man, even the people in his department, in his police department, they knew what he was doing. The evidence was in there. Cause when they have the crime scene, people come and do whatever they gotta do, all the investigation, they collect evidence. The evidence is there that he did it, but they still didn't do anything. So let me tell y'all about this guy. Tell you about this guy. He's a savage. He's a savage. All right, so here we go. So, former Philadelphia homicide detective was arrested Tuesday and accused of grooming and sexually assaulting male witnesses during criminal investigations and then intimidating them to keep them silent. Part of what prosecutors concluded was a pattern of misconduct during nearly a decade in one of the police department's most prestigious units. Come on, Philly? One of the most prestigious units. I mean, I don't know how many prestigious units New York has. I'm pretty sure we got plenty with 5 boroughs, but Philadelphia is a city that is known for so many wonderful things, a city that is still holding on to its pride. It has been prideful for a long time. To think that a detective, not some random serial rapist or some old white male out there getting his kicks off because he's a hornball. No, a homicide detective. So just think about this as a grown man. As a grown man, if you even had the inkling that the person that was supposed to be arresting you for doing something wrong was going to try to sexually violate you as a man, I think things would change. Or so I would hope. Or does God not make people the way he used to? That's what my uncle used to tell me. My uncle said to me all the time, you know what? God doesn't make people like he used to. And I'm starting to realize that because it comes a point in time where there is no such thing as you're off limits. If you're doing wrong, if you're a cop and you know you're violating, you get beat up. It's not. I don't understand where everyone went wrong at. Where are we confused at about breaking these people up? If the cop tried to sexually, and mind you, police are doing this in prisons. Police are doing this in prisons. Police are allowing inmates to do it in prisons. You can imagine the female guards that are doing this to female inmates. Albion, Upstate, all of these female guards, Bedford Hills Correctional. You can imagine all of the people that this is happening to, because it said that he was doing this in multiple areas. So let me break this down. So the accusations against Philip Nordo, 52, who was fired in 2017 after 20 years on the force, were unveiled in a grand jury presentment, right? Following a long-running probe into the ex-detective's conduct. The charges include multiple counts each of rape. Give me a second. I'm not the. Pardon me one second. Pardon me one second. Let me. Okay. The charges include multiple counts each of rape, involuntary, deviate sexual intercourse, and sexual assault. These are all people that he's supposed to be investigating. Some of the allegations were redacted, with entire pages of 38-page document blacked out. Names and details of those allegedly raped by Nordo were among the redactions. Still, according to the presentment, the grand jury found that Nordo repeatedly contacted young men that he sought to groom and used threats and flattery to make the targets of his advances more susceptible to his sexually assaultive and or coercive behavior. Prosecutors said Nordo's tactics included threatening to arrest or jail suspects without probable cause, fraudulently steering reward money their way, and projecting his dominance, sometimes by displaying his firearms, other times by targeting handcuffed prisoners. Yeah, that sounds a little bit crazy. I don't know if I would be able to go through. That you understand? Like I don't know. Like at what point do you say, you know what, this is not right? Like if you're a human being, you're a grown man. Now, granted, if you handcuffed and he's coming after you, obviously there's something you gonna try to get out of it somehow. But if this man is just backing out a hammer on me, listen, man, I don't know about y'all, but I've seen guns brandished plenty of times. In my direction, maybe once or twice. I've had a gun pointed in my direction once or twice. But this is the thing, though. I'm speaking on myself. I didn't freeze up. That's number one. And number two, when we're talking about police, that's a totally different feeling I have in my heart towards these people who wear uniforms. So I'm not even gonna sit here and play around with you like some random dude on the street. I'm not gonna say that I wouldn't freeze up. Some random dude on the street just backs out on me because my life is on the line. And this random person, I don't know who they are, so they got random thoughts. But now you got this officer who we both know as a man. I'm sitting there. He has his gun, brandishing it. He didn't point it at me and back out on me. He just brandished his weapon to show me, to try to scare me and intimidate me because he's going to try to do something to violate me as a man. If that encounter happens, men, I must tell you, you have to be able to draw the line to understand the officer is no longer in the right. That's when you have every right to protect yourself. So that brandishing shit, don't let that shit fool you. When the cop does that, you brandish your pistol on me, I'm gonna punch you in your face. And it's simple because real police officers don't do that. If a cop brandishes their weapon on you, they obviously don't know. They're not supposed to be doing that. That's against the law. Why would a cop be? If a cop's gonna arrest you, they're gonna arrest you. If you're wrong, you're wrong. They start doing all of this brandishing and they want to pull back. They don't don't try to show off to me. What, you trying to scare me? What? So to violate? Nah, see, that's when you gotta violate. So let's go. The allegations are likely to not only serve as the backbone of a criminal prosecution against the once prolific homicide detective, but could imperil an untold number of convictions that Nordo helped secure. Now look at that. He's a creep. All because he wanted to have sex with men. He was arraigned Tuesday and ordered held without bail. Look, he got locked up 2017. So he was rocking out, chilling for a while, and then he was arraigned this past Tuesday. Mm-mm-mm. Nordo maintains his innocence, intends to fight the case. Mm-mm-mm. Police union declined to provide Nordo legal representation. John McNesby, president of the union, Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 5, said Tuesday that he had not yet read the presentment. Asked how Nordo could have committed such crimes in connection with his official duties, he had no idea that he had never before heard allegations like this. Police Commissioner Richard Ross said in an interview Tuesday that he was deeply disturbed by the allegations. I have nothing from our investigation to suggest the department has to be concerned. It is not systemic, but I don't get a lot of solace over that. Absolutely sickening. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Sad. A Philly? Like, bruh, you're a homicide detective. A homicide detective? Like, who would ever think the homicide detectives, man, like, and the sad part about it is this could be happening in so many places, but nobody's doing nothing. You got dudes out there that's hustling, putting in all this work, getting money. Y'all gotta get rid of this dude, man. Somebody gotta, you know what I mean? Like that's just life though. Like you can't let people play around with you like that, especially when they're in a position of authority. It's quiet for you. It's quiet. I'm like, listen, let somebody. I couldn't be nobody that I know going through something like that or somebody I know that happened to. I'm lining you up. I'm lining you up. It's quiet for you. I don't have to be out here doing that. Because if I can't listen, black people commit crimes, do all kind of things. People commit crimes, period. But for a cop to take his position of authority and rape, like, come on, man. Me to serving a life sentence. Look at this. He this man, like he and this he got people on to serving life. Yo, almost all of the cases that this dude was on are going back for review. He directed a man during questioning to masturbate, then touched and kissed the man during the act. The man who remained in custody after the assault reported it to police the next day. But what happened? What happened? Investigators later found physical evidence to support the man's assertion, but Nordo remained on the force. What? The man assaulted by Nordo was killed in 2015, and the case was never solved. It does not identify the man or say when or how he was slain. His downfall began in April 2017 when a defense attorney in a pending murder case discovered that the detective had been improperly placing money in the account of imprisoned witnesses. He's a dummy. He's a dummy. That was dumb. You're dumb. What are you doing? You're a cop. You're putting money in witnesses' accounts? Foolio McDiceries? He's dumb. The attorney, Robert Gamberg, said the transactions were never disclosed to him and argued that the case against his client, Darnell Powell, should be dropped. 4 months later, Nordo was fired for departmental violations, including knowingly and intentionally associating, fraternizing, or socializing with people connected to criminal conduct. They did not go into further details. In July 2018, Common Pleas Court Judge Diana L. and Halt dismissed the case against Powell over what she called Nordo's outrageous misconduct. In addition to the undisclosed payments, Anult said it seemed to her as if Nordo had drafted a statement for another man and simply gotten him to agree with it. And she questioned why a different witness was recorded telling Nordo on the phone, "I love you." A witness? You got a man on the phone being recorded saying, "I love you," and you're a detective. Man, this is bad. 2 weeks after that decision, another man charged in the same homicide, who had already pleaded guilty and faced the potential of decades behind bars, was instead granted immediate parole and given 5 years probation. He had sex with him too. Then 2 more cases connected to Nordo were altered under that same seal. Meaning, so now what happens is when they say seal, I want to just keep you guys abreast, keep you guys aware of the situation. When they say seal, that's that seal for that docket and that case number. That's what they mean. So under that seal, when you hear police talk like that, just know they're talking about that case and time. They're not speaking about everything altogether or the seal of the state or the courtroom. No, the seal of that case. The seal of that case. In August 2018, Common Pleas Court Judge Charles Ehrlich agreed to drop the prison sentence in a gun and drug case and place the defendant, Adriel Alvarado, on 8 years probation instead. Nordo's role in that case was not immediately clear, but Alvarado referenced his name in appeal documents. In December 2018, Common Pleas Court Judge Stephen Giroff agreed behind closed doors to vacate the third-degree murder conviction. A judge agreed to vacate a third. Listen, I understand law and degrees. The lesser they go, the more I'd be like, oh shit, okay, whew, can't hit you with that. 4th degree, 5th degree. Niggas say 7th degree. I might walk in there and be like, Your Honor, just tell me how much the fine is. Anything you start getting past the 4th and 5th degree, nigga, it's time to just pay. What lawyer at? 2,000, 3,000, right? It says Common Pleas Court in 2018. All right, Judge Stephen Giroff vacated a third-degree murder conviction of Jamal Simmons. Giroff did not explain his decision to the public. Do you understand? You understand how crazy that is for a judge to review casework? Everybody's thinking, this motherfucker about to go to jail. He's third-degree murder. He got a third-degree murder case. He's going down. And then the judge walk into the fucking courtroom. Hi, everybody. Please be seated. And wipe his head and say, in the manner of Jamal Simmons, this will be vacated. What? And everybody in the court, Your Honor, but the man got third-degree murder on the jacket. Yeah, but I know the judge is probably shaking his head like, I gotta dismiss the case. You gotta dismiss the cases. The man is a perv. A homicide detective for over how many years was raping suspects? Come on. Yo. It ain't like, he was fucking with the victims. This nigga was raping the niggas that was committing the crimes. That's that. You gotta go, y'all. Please, man, y'all. Please, man, y'all be safe out there. Love, life, and loyalty is the motto. Stay safe, stay real, stay true. Y'all rock with me, I rock with you. I just came briefly, real quick, Saturday, give y'all a little bit of news, man. Y'all enjoy your day.